saying, can I get the recording? And I said, yep, got it. All right. So now I opened my door, but now I have to close my door again because now it's getting too cold. This is such a great topic. I even getting ready for this class today, I was going over my notes and updating my notes, and there's just, it makes you feel, you know, we depend on these devices for everything. And this kind of stuff that you can do with your iPhone makes you feel like it works for you. You don't work for it. You can set it up the way that you want to. And so I'm particularly fond of these kinds of kind of cleaning up, eliminating excess stuff, clearing the decks. And you're gonna, in the process, what's amazing is you're going to find videos and photos and messages that you forgot you had. So it's kind of nice, but it's also not the kind of thing that you want to sit down, you want to say, okay, well, today's Tuesday and I'm going to clean my phone up. It's like, that would be a big job. So I would recommend that you do it in chunks, in little chunks. So we're going to be finding our way around our phone and learning how to decide, do I want this? Do I don't want this? Do I want to get rid of it? And what's a big file? What's a little file? And how much space we have on our phones. That's a pretty fundamental thing to know, is like, how much room is there still on this thing? So saying that, I'm going to change my view to speaker. Make this smaller. And I think, Janet, could you,
yeah, I can spotlight you. Here you go.
Thank you. There we go.
I got you. There you go.
All right, here we go. All right, so I am going to share the notes. I sent out the notes. They're in a PDF format.
And I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone, but you can unmute yourself if you have something to say.
Yeah, and if you're, I don't know if anybody is new here, but yeah, it's a good idea to mute yourself. But if you do have a question, please, I may not see your hand raised. So please unmute yourself and say, can I ask a question? And I'll probably say yes. Okay, so this is about, not only are you going to be freeing up storage space on your iPhone, but when you do this kind of thing, it also speeds things up on your phone, which is nice. And a lot of this information I got from LifeWire, which is, I think, part of the New York Times. So there we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see how much space we have on our phones. And here's the process right here. We're going to go to, I can't share two screens at once. So we're going to go over the process and then I'll show you on my phone. So you go to settings, which we've done 100 times, tap general, tap about, and look for the available line. And this shows us how much unused space we have. So I'm going to do this on my phone right now. Okay, we have to install a plugin. Things always change. There we go. And there's my dog. Do you want to come in? Excuse me. You want to come in? Okay. Come on. She's not the kind of dog that really goes in and out all the time, which is lovely. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to check in. I'm going to see how much storage space I have on my phone. I'm also going to show you what kind of phone I have and how much space is left in it. So I'm going to go to settings, and all this stuff is in your notes. So you have it. And if you didn't get the notes by any chance, just email me and I'll send you the notes.
You know, I did print out the notes, but I didn't see that very first page that you just put up there.
The title page?
Yeah. but maybe I missed it. It's okay.
Okay, all righty. It is just the title page, doesn't have any info on it. Okay, so I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to go down to general. There's screen time control center, but I'm looking for general. So I'll tap on general and you'll see the about button. It's up on the top. So we're going to click on about, and you can see that I am running 15.3.1. And then I have an iPhone 12 Pro, and there's the serial number and all that stuff. And you can see I have 540 songs, 544 videos, 5,000 photos, 135 applications. When I bought this phone, I bought the 256 gigabyte phone, which was the most you could get. And I'm using 187 gigabytes. So your phones will be different. I think they come in, so in the capacity, again, I have 256. I think they come in 64 gigabytes is like the entry level model. I think 124 is the middle one. And then the most expensive one is 256. And you can see, and you'll get a good idea of, now this is a lot of, oh my goodness, my phone keeps going to sleep. This is just a little sideline. I have to go back and go to, you don't have to do this, but my phone keeps going to sleep. So I'm going to go to display and brightness. And since I'm teaching this class, right now the auto lock is on 30 seconds. Right now, I want it to be, why isn't it? Oh, it's charging, that's why. Okay, I have a problem here, kids. So this is an interesting sideline. My battery didn't charge last night. And so I have it on low power mode, and I want to turn that off. So I just turned that off. So now if I go back to display and brightness, I should be able to change this. I never want my phone to go to sleep because I'm teaching a class. So I'm going to click on never. Sometimes people have it set on 30 seconds and it's really annoying. And what that means is when you put your phone down, it goes to sleep like right away. Very annoying. I recommend either 2 or 3 minutes. And the only reason I have this on never is because I'm teaching this class now. Now, if you put it on low power mode, one of the things your phone will automatically do is set itself to 30 seconds. And that's what was happening with me. So that's just an interesting teachable moment there. So let's go back. Here I am in home base. This is settings. I'm in home base. I'm going to go down to general. And then I'm going to go to about. And you will find out what software version you're running, what model phone you have, and then amount of stuff you have on your phone. I have a lot of stuff on my phone, and I still have space. I still have a little less than 100 gigabytes left. So that gives you most people are not going to need this much space on their phone. But that kind of gives you like a good feel of what's going on here.
Dave?
Yes.
On the software version, should we all have version 15.3.1?
What do you have?
14.8.1.
Well, there was an update to 15. Yep. So I would not recommend you do the update now because you're not going to be able to follow along, but I'm going to show you how to do the update. Okay. But wait for after the class to do it. So how you do an update, that's a great question. I'm going to back out of this by clicking on general up here. See that little arrow is pointing to the left. If I click on that, it lets me back out. And right up here, below about is software update. So you can tap on that. And my iPhone is up to date. It's iOS 15.3.1. Now, if some of you have really old iPhones, there's a chance that you can't update this high, but you can go to software updates and your message would say your iOS is up to date, even if this is a lower number. And the reason I like to update is mainly because of security, because like there's bad people out there and they have nothing better to do. So they try to hack into stuff. And companies like Apple and Google and all the other companies have squads of techies working on the operating system of these devices to plug up the holes that these bad hackers are trying to get into. So that for me, that's the biggest reason why I like to keep my phone up to date.
It was a 3.1 a recent update? Because mine's on auto update, and for some reason it's still at 50, it didn't do it.
Yes, it's recent. It's been like the last 2 weeks.
Thank you. I wasn't sure.
But
Now,
it should do it every time it's on plugged in, locked, and on Wi-Fi, right?
Wi-Fi, yes, and it's on. Has to be
Does it have to be
turned on.
locked or just on?
Has to
You
be
said-
on.
Okay.
What did you think? Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I thought for a while they said that it had to be locked, which didn't make sense. to me.
No.
But mine, I don't know why it didn't update, but that's okay. 'Cause
I
it's-
don't think it has to be locked.
Okay.
I
It's
don't
all right,
think
I'll just
it-
update it later, but it was weird.
Oh,
'cause I
yeah.
thought, oh,
Don't update now because
no,
then-
I'm not going to,
then
but
it
I
is-
just thought it was weird. It says it's on auto update,
Yeah.
but it didn't do it.
At night, when you put it down, is it where it's plugged in?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because it does also need to be plugged in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hit back. And okay, so in general, if we go down a little bit more, this is a cool thing. I'm going to move it up. I don't know if Jerry is here, but sometimes he doesn't see this bottom part of my shared screen. But
Janie, I can see it. I can
oh,
see it.
good. Okay. So underneath CarPlay, which is fun to play around with, but I need a car to do that, is iPhone storage. So we're going to click on iPhone storage. And this is going to give me specific information about what exactly is on my phone and what's taking up the space. And you can see that the phone is calculating. It takes it some time to do this. It's crunching some big numbers here. So we shall see. We shall see what's gonna happen. And you can go ahead and do that on your phone too. Sometimes it's fun to compare.
While we're waiting for that, there's a recommendation to offload unused apps. How should that be?
Yes, we're going to get to that. We have notes on that. Yep, exactly. If you have apps on your phone, oh, there we go. I'm going to get to that. That's in the curriculum. Okay, so I have 68.3 gigabytes of that I've used of 256 that's used. Now let's see what I have. My apps take up most of the space. Speaking about unloading unused apps, that's red. My media, my songs, my photos, my videos it's purple. Oh no, wait a second. Media is movies. Media is movies. Photos is brown. Messages, see the tiny space that messages take up? and books and system data. And the system data is the 15.3.1 thing. That's what your system is. So you can
Janie?
see, yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have a question.
Yeah.
The amount that this shows that you are using is way less than what you found at the last place you went. And I found the same thing on my phone. If I look in one place, it says I've used X. And if I look in another place, it shows I'm using considerably less than X. What's going on?
Don't know. Got to figure it out. I love a puzzle like that.
But remember that wherever you were last, you had 187 point something out of 256. And now it's
Yeah.
telling you 68.3.
I wonder, is this about, let's go back to about, let's take a look at this.
No, there's your
That's-
That's
187.
how much is available.
Oh, that was available. We were misreading it.
We reversed it. There we go. Wow,
Thank
I have a
you.
lot of space. I'm gonna download a lot more stuff.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you,
Boy, I
Barbara.
don't. This
Yeah,
is gonna be
I
good for
was-
me. I have 254.1 gigabytes out of the 256 used.
You better start downloading stuff too.
Well, yeah, it's the pictures.
Yeah,
Janie, Jerry, as you approach whatever the maximum is on your machine, does that effectively slow down and sluggishize the machine?
yeah,
So
I think it does.
So premature culling might affect how rapidly it responds, but it's not going to choke it to death.
Correct. Correct. Especially, Jerry, how much space do you have on your phone?
I'm a 64 guy and I've chewed up about 16.
Oh, phew, you're fine.
Well, my phone does slow down and every once in a while it shuts down. So,
What do you have on your phone? This is
well,
so
this
good
is,
for
I
everybody.
wanted to said that I only have like what, a little teeny bit of space left. I got 254.1 gigabytes out of 256. So
Wow. Okay.
I was one of those people last week that I keep getting those messages saying, get stuff off your phone. And which
Oh,
is-
yeah.
So the photo, yeah, I gotta do the photo thing, I guess. I gotta
How
figure out
old
how to
is
do
your
that.
phone? Who is
Oh,
talking?
it's a 13.
Oh, who's talking?
Janet Sharp for sure.
Okay. Yeah, Janet, a 13 is a pretty late model. You're gonna have to cull.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
I have like a good idea of the best way for you, and most of it is photos.
Yeah,
So just so in Janet's case, I will show you how to do this hopefully later. In Janet's case, what she probably ought to do is take her photos, back them up to Google Photos,
yeah.
which will never delete them, and delete them off your iPhone. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll get there.
Okay, thank you.
Janet, when you look right under this, like on Janie's phone, you see the next one down is photos. What photos what's your gigabyte total?
256. Oh, of my photos?
Yes, it's the
Hold
next
on a
one
second.
down.
For
Under
some
what?
reason, my phone just went to a different thing, so I gotta just go back.
Thank you, Bruce. So what Bruce is looking at is, these are individual sections. So all my photos are taken.
Mine
up-
says 40, I'm sorry,
Go ahead, Janet.
41,010 photos.
Okay, that's not what we're talking about. We're in general,
Yep,
okay? And then we go to iPhone storage.
oh, maybe I didn't do the, oh,
Okay,
sorry.
so that's where we are. No, if you're in a different place, there's gonna be.
Well, it's because
something
my phone blanked out on me, so I had to put it back on. I went to the wrong one. It says
Okay.
203.76 gigabytes are my photos.
That's your photos. That's the problem.
A
So you can see on my phone, I have 14 gigabytes of photos. These are my Audible books, which I have a lot of Audible books. I only have 8. Music, I have tons of music on my phone, 5 gigabytes, podcasts, 3. Chlor is here. Chlor, I recently cleared this out and made up a lot of space. I was saving a lot of podcasts on my phone. Messages, you can see messages doesn't take up a lot of space, and all this other stuff that I use. But mainly, it's usually, the photos usually are the thing that is taking up the space. So
I have photos, and I think I have like 7,000 photos in my phone, and it only takes up 11 gigabytes. So you got 254 gigabytes of pictures. You must have thousands of 20,000 pictures or something on your phone.
Well, I've been wanting to download them or offload them on something, but I don't know how to do it.
okay, well, whoa. It dropped.
Yeah, I do, because I
Yeah.
used
I'm
to
in
travel a
gray.
lot, and I started using my phone. instead of
Janie, if
the-
you have floor plans, it just did them a great service. Question, if you've got 64 gigabytes on your phone when you buy it, can you, with the same phone, upgrade the volume of gigabytes? Or
No.
that's a structural limitation, right?
Yes, you cannot update, and that is, but when we were talking about your phone and what you should get, Jerry, I knew you wouldn't need more than 60.
No, I use a phone to look at emails and call people. And the kids that sell it to you go nuts when you tell them that.
That's the important thing to understand. Everybody, and that's actually, I have a degree in this, believe it or not. Everybody uses technology in a different way. And some people really use all the bells and whistles, and they feel so proud of themselves. Most people just want to take photos, email, surf the web, share their photos. You don't need all the bells and whistles. You don't need to spend over $1,000 on a phone. So it's really these devices, I almost think of them as like Legos that you can totally customize to your life. And I don't want anybody feeling bad, bad about themselves because they don't know all the stuff. As long as you know what's helpful to you, you're great. It's awesome that way. So I really do believe that we integrate technology into our lives to enhance our lives, not to frustrate ourselves.
Janie, I have a question.
Yes.
It's Noreen. I don't see any space allocated to photos on my phone, and I have a vague memory that somehow my pictures are automatically going to the cloud. Is that possible?
They could be automatically going to Google Photos, which we will hopefully get to.
Okay.
And that could be there's a way. You don't plug your phone into your computer, do you, for backups?
I did once, and it disabled the port. So I don't do that anymore. I did not know you were not supposed to do that anymore. And I just did it one night when I couldn't find my plug.
It's that's the way you used to do it. I mean, that's the way we all used to do it, but now it's the cloud thing.
I've been spreading the word because I had a big problem. Spent 5 hours with Dell fixing it.
Oh, so yeah.
No, I just wanted to ask, so can you also upload or other stuff to Gmail cloud? Like I have a lot of memos because originally
That's a whole nother class.
Yeah, okay, but because that would save me space too, because sometimes I email stuff to save it, but then you have too many emails. So then I started putting it in the messages, but now my messages are taking up a lot of space too.
This is a good time for me to share that I'm teaching a class this Tuesday. Oh, here comes somebody new. Mary Patton's coming in. I'm teaching a class this Tuesday on this, and I'm going to teach another class next Tuesday, and I'm going to teach a Google class just on what you're talking about next Thursday at the same time. So it'll be
Now
Tuesday.
Janie, you talk about Google iCloud. I have Apple iCloud.
Yes, you can have Google Cloud and iCloud, which is the Apple thing. And we're going to be talking about the Google Cloud a little bit today.
Okay.
But just in terms of backing up photos. Okay,
But-
so now, here we go. Let me look at my own notes here. Okay, so let's share this screen. Now, somebody already asked about this. Offload unused apps. So this will save you some space. The easiest way to clear storage space on an iPhone is to remove apps you no longer use, music you no longer listen to, and messages you no longer need. You can do all of this in the same spot. On the iPhone, either delete an app outright, or you delete it, it's completely gone, which is one choice. Deleting it, one choice, but there's another choice. Or you can offload an app, which removes the app, but maintains any documents associated with that app, like games or work files. So that's a really good distinction. So if you have an app, you can choose whether or not you want to delete it completely, or offload it. And I'm going to use the app Noom, N-O-O-M. I wanted to lose 5 pounds last year, the pandemic 5 pounds thing. So I used Noom, which I really liked a lot. And I did it for a year and it was successful and everything's fine, but I'm all done with it. So I had Noom on my phone. It kept a record of my exercise. It kept a record of how much food I ate. It kept a record of my weight and all that stuff. So after a year, I didn't want to renew it. So I got to decide, well, do I want to keep it or what do I want to do? Do I want to delete Noom off my phone? Or do I want to offload Noom and keep all those records of my weight, my food, my exercise? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And what I decided to do was I deleted the whole thing. So I deleted the Noom app. I deleted all my food, all my exercise, and all that stuff. So it's all gone. But you have a choice of deleting an app or offloading an app. Okay.
Jane,
So,
all right,
yeah.
Are there storage implications? That was if you take away the box, but keep the contents, where do the contents sit there? Are they on the phone's hard drive or are they up in the cloud or both or whatever?
I don't know where they are, but I would imagine they're on your phone. But
So
I
that
think
does take up storage.
yes, but I think it's the app that takes up most of the space.
No, it's the mechanics of creating an app. The engineering is what takes a lot of space.
That's what I think.
Okay.
That's my sense anyway. Yeah.
But when you
Jane,
do
what-
that and you want to use the app, you have to wait while it comes back, which can be annoying.
Well, you just go to the app store and you download it.
Yeah, but if your paper, if you look at it, it says it'll automatically take the ones that have the most space. Well,
Oh, you
for
have
me
to
anyway,
choose.
it's the one that I use the most. So therefore, when you turn it on, you go back to use the phone. It's like, damn, I wanted to get into this class or I wanted to do this right away. And now I got to wait for it to come back. I got to wait for it to reload.
Oh, then you should absolutely not offload that app.
Yeah, well, I
These
mean,
are
I don't know why mine did that, but it
I don't either.
offloaded ones because I think once you turn that on, it automatically does the ones with the most space.
No, it doesn't automatically do it. You have
right,
to
well, what-
choose you must have hit something else because it does not automatically delete your apps like that. What all it does is you choose which app you want to offload.
I just enabled it, and my understanding is what it's going to do is if I am low on space, it is going to offload.
Oh, there
And
you
I
go.
can believe it would take the largest one.
That's a new feature that I was not aware of. So thank you.
Now, mine, the ones that I see that have gone to the cloud, the Apple Cloud, are the ones that I don't use. The ones that I've used the least, it seems to know to take those and put them in the cloud. The ones that I use the most stay on the phone. I think they're also backed up on the cloud, but they're not, there's no delay when I want to use them. But there are I'm looking down through all the stupid apps I have, and the smallest ones that are just a few megabytes are the ones that are mostly in the cloud.
So I'm going to go look through my, I know what you are talking about, but I want to look and see if there are any apps here on my phone that have it. These are my apps. These are all my apps, and they are all, as far as I can tell, active. But if I had offloaded the Weather Channel, for example, what I would see would be, it would be just, does it look kind of like slightly lighter in color?
I don't think so. I don't think you know until you hit it, and then it says, then you have to
Okay,
wait.
here we go. So I can delete the app, or I can remove from the home screen. So this is the Weather Channel. I'm going to remove it from the home screen. So it's not here, but it's still, I can't get it to do it. All my apps are showing, but I think if there was an app that I had done that to, I think it would look different. And when I went to open it, it would automatically download the app again. Is that what you folks are seeing on your phone?
Well, when I hit mine, it only gives me edit the home screen, share the app, or remove it. It's not, doesn't.
Penny, I've just enabled the closed captioning. I just got a message that popped up on my screen, so I think I've done it.
There we go.
Great.
On the page where you're talking about where all these apps are listed, as I scroll down through the apps, and then I've got probably a zillion of them here, you go down, and they're all on the phone. Then if you keep going, just like I said, as you go down.
Bruce, excuse me. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I found one. This one here. So I offloaded this app. Do you see this cloud with the arrow?
Mhm. Yes.
So this is what I was thinking of. I'm sorry, Bruce, I want you to finish, but I'm so excited I found it. So if I opened this app, it has something to do with travel, I think. All my information and my preferences are still there, but the app is gone. So Bruce, what were you saying?
Okay, mine is almost the same. I'm scrolling down through all of the apps that are in my phone, and it's telling me the size of each one of them. Like I have a AMC theater. It's using 136 megabytes, and I used it in sometime in 21. But as I keep going down, all of a sudden, beside, I'm going to see where it starts. There's a little cloud between the symbol and the name. And I'm trying to see where did those start? And those are the ones that I'm not using. Well, I just saw them where they
Now,
go.
are you under general? Are you in settings under?
I did general settings, iPhone storage.
General, iPhone
Okay,
storage.
you just said.
Oh, okay, I just lost my phone. Hold on. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question? This is Ellen. Actually, what is using up most of my storage is my messages, and I've been having trouble with my messages. if people have a Samsung device, my messages are not going through. And I was actually on tech support with Apple for quite some time. And I'm really not comfortable with giving them control of my phone. So I said, I've been on with you long enough. Can I just open up the case number and get back to you? Do you have any suggestions on either enabling that or deleting old conversations, how I should do? Because it is 349 megabytes of my conversations, but there's some that I need to kind of go through. So
I have two things to
Not
say
to
about
say
that.
get rid
You
of the
can,
ones with
oh,
photos.
somebody needs to mute.
Just gonna say, Janie, if you get rid of the messages that have photos or videos, they're the ones that take up tons of space. And if you don't need them, to get them off of there, just delete the whole thing.
Very, very true. Very true.
If you delete the photos on a message, do you lose the photo off your photos?
You can save the photos. If you get a message from your photo, I mean, if you get a photo from your message and you hold your finger on it, let's see if I can find one.
to copy it.
You can save it to photos. So let's see.
Janie,
Yes, Clore.
just another thing with that messages.
Yeah.
If you're in iPhone storage and you go down to messages and click on the little arrow, it will lead you to reviewing large attachments. And if you look at those, you'll see that there's a lot of duplicates, duplicate photos, duplicate videos, that kind of thing that can help.
Right.
So we go to messages, Clore.
You go to iPhone storage, yeah, and you go down to messages.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why my phone stopped sharing here. This is a problem. Okay. Okay, so here are messages.
So now that should be messages that is from iPhone storage.
Yep, I
Yeah.
think it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So here we are, iPhone storage is then, and then
Yeah.
I go to messages.
Right,
Mhm.
and for you, they don't recommend that you review your large attachments because I don't think you have them, but you can
I've already done
review
it.
the individual videos, photos, and you might be able to see some duplicates there.
You know, look at this, Clore, look what I did.
Yeah,
So I went into photos. So these are my photos that I received in messages.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to click on photos, 711 megabytes. And now right up here, you can see I have a duplicate of a headstone.
Mhm.
So I'm going to come up here to edit and tap on edit. And I can delete them, or I can just select one. And I can go down the list and see if there are other doubles. So here's a double. I'm
So
not.
are you essentially deleting those from the message, the photo from the message that was sent?
Yes.
Or are you deleting the whole message?
I'm deleting the photo that was
That's
sent
it.
in the message, and that's it. And then when I find my duplicates, I click on the little trash can. And the duplicates are gone. If you're confused right now, I don't blame you, because we're sort of jumping around a little bit, but all of these things are in our notes.
Can I ask one question? After you delete
Sure.
those, do you have to go delete them from someplace else? Like do you have to empty the trash that it just went into?
I don't think so. I think the policy with Apple is that if you put something in the trash, it will remain in the trash for 30 days. At least this is the way the trash folder is in iCloud. It will remain in the trash for 30 days, and then it will automatically delete.
Janie,
Yeah,
if you really need space, because I used to have this problem,
yeah.
and you do that where you delete your duplicates,
Mhm.
they do stay in for the 30 days or whatever. So it's you'll get the option in iPhone storage to delete recently deleted, the recently deleted album or photos, and you
Okay.
can delete that immediately.
And is that a message that just pops up?
Yeah, if you look at your store, if you go to iPhone storage, they will recommend up at the top, there'll be recommendations.
Okay, so I'm going to, and again, my phone stopped. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on today. My phone stops sharing.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of
In,
course.
in the apps, if you were to get rid of iMovie, which I never use, will
Yeah.
that affect any videos you get or take?
No, iMovie is an app to make movies. You don't need it. You do not need it. Okay, so iPhone storage. And okay, Chlor, where do I go to find that? Delete. Do you know?
You go to messages.
Oh, we were in messages, okay. Documents and data, top conversations, other. I don't know why that's not showing up. All right.
Janie,
It's not showing up on mine either.
it's the bar at the top. It's underneath that, and you don't have it because you don't have recommendations, but anyone who has a lot used will have recommendations right above photos there.
Yes, yes, I remember that you may have something right above photos that says recommended, recommendations, and you can go through that and you can delete the largest files. And I think the largest files are at the top. Is that right, Chlor?
Yeah, so for you, your largest file, I believe, is photos.
Yeah.
That's weird though, because maybe it's because my phone isn't 15.13, whatever. The only recommendations I have, even though I have all those photos, is auto delete old conversations or review large attachments.
That's usually the first two things they'll suggest, but sometimes you can click on recommendations and they'll add more on to those first two.
Doesn't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it's okay. So in the notes, we have a page about offload unused apps. And then we also have what Chlor is talking about. If you have that on your phone, it gives you a step-by-step. I'm going to do this share here.
I'd love for you to do that.
On this
There we go.
part of it, it tells you how to get to review large attachments, and you can review each individual app. This is how you delete and offload individual apps. You tap on the individual app, offload the app to free up storage used, but keep its documents and data. If you reinstall the app, your data will still be available. So that's what we were talking about before. So if apps are a large part of what's on your phone that you want to get rid of, this would really be good use of your time to focus on the apps and figure out what apps you're using and what apps you're not. And then with each of those apps, you can decide, well, do I need the data with that or do I not? And that's going to free up a lot of space on your phone. I'm not talking about photos yet. I have a whole section on photos. Okay, any questions about the apps? The difference between deleting them and offloading them and how to do that. Okay, that's good. I think I might skip over managing podcast downloads unless is somebody totally addicted to podcasts and they download all their podcasts? Anybody
No.
having trouble with that? Okay, if you are, This is how you do it.
Janie, I do that, but I don't have any problem with it. I download so that I can listen while I'm traveling back and
Right.
forth to Hyannis and what have you. And I just have a habit of, after I've listened to one, I delete the download. You know, it's
Great habit. Great habit. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And that's a great way to do it. Let's see. Oh, subscriptions. Now, this is something that I recently, this is kind of along the same lines, kind of not, but you can subscribe to things and not everybody knows what they've subscribed to. So this is a pretty quick and easy thing to check on our phones right now. So we are going, this is how we do it. We open up the settings. We tap on your name at the top, and then you tap subscriptions. And if you have an older operating system and you don't see subscriptions, tap on iTunes and App Store instead. So I am going to share this. We're going to do this because this is pretty interesting. All right. So we are going to go back to settings. And here's my name. This is sort of home base. I'm going to click on my name and I'm going to go down to subscriptions. And these are things that you're paying for. So that's why it's really a cool idea to check this out. 2 days ago, I found 2 subscriptions that I was paying twice for. This is why it's on my mind. So if I click on subscriptions, I will find that I pay for Apple TV and it will expire in on March 1st. Actually, this is a monthly charge. This is this time page by Moleskine. I don't want to renew. And look at this, my phone just disconnected again. But if you are here, you can see which things you have subscribed to.
Jane, Jerry, a couple quick questions because I got in trouble the other day. I downloaded something I thought was free because there was no indication of a fee. And then it immediately said when I downloaded it, it gave me a little box and said paid. And I didn't want to pay for it, but I didn't understand what was going on. So I immediately deleted the application. Do you know if that deletion would truncate, cut off the whatever I was supposed to be paying for? And if not, is that an example of a repeating charge that would show up in subscriptions?
If it's active, Jerry, this is where you would find it.
Okay.
So if it is in your subscription section, if it is showing up here, let's look at this. This is the one that I want to get rid of, Time Page by Moleskine. I'm going to click on this little arrow and it costs $2 a month. And there's no place for me to get rid of this, but you can see what you're paying for.
Go down.
How do you sanitize?
There was something about, open it again.
Okay. Hold on. Again, I don't know what's going on here.
You have to re-click that little arrow to the right.
No, my phone is not stop.
While you're fixing that, can I ask you a question about the paid subscriptions? Why is it that now we can't see how much they cost? Because they used to tell you, now you can't find out how much it costs until you click it to pay. And I think
do you mean in the App Store?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that. Okay, so here we are. Okay, it's connected now.
Okay, go down, go down, go down. There. If you listen to resubscribe, if you want to your news will begin on March 1st. I thought I saw unsubscribe. That was
nope. nope, nope.
Oh,
Yeah,
at the top, there, it says edit subscription. Can you open that?
where does
Right
it
at-
say edit?
Up at the
Edit
top,
Subscription.
Oh, the
No.
very top,
Nope,
very
After-
top.
next to the word back.
nope, nope, nothing. I got
Okay.
nothing. I mean, there's a way to do this, I'm sure.
And these are, now I have, I also have, I'm looking at mine, I have the Apple and I have, what if I also have like HBO Max? Why isn't that showing up here? Is that because it doesn't come from Apple?
That's right, that's through HBO.
I see. So it's only the Apple things. That thing that you had though wasn't an Apple product, was it?
Which one?
The one you just were deleting. We
No,
were
it's,
just looking.
well, no, but it is sold through the App Store.
Okay.
It is sold through
Okay.
the App Store, which makes me think that I do know that there is a way to delete your subscription. I absolutely know.
You had it before. You can delete it when you click on it. If you click on the specific app, when you're in the subscriptions, that's when that edit comes up at the top by the arrow. And then you can
Okay.
choose to delete it. Now, click on one. So
Okay,
click
I
on
will
Apple
click
TV.
on this, yeah.
See, now it says edit subscriptions. Now you can get rid of it.
We tried that, it didn't work.
Oh, it works on mine.
It
Janie?
does, good,
Yeah,
yeah.
click on Apple TV. Oh. Now click on Apple TV.
I did.
Well, no, now go down to where it is up. Yeah, on the
Mine is
screen.
different. Mine is different. I think what I have to do is I have to go to a website.
Well, I don't think so. I think if you click on the app, once you're in subscriptions, it'll go to that edit thing. And if you click on it again, the arrow will go over and it will let you decide what you want to do with it. Like click on the ones that are active.
These are out. No, I'm not getting it.
Just move your arrow. Once you're there, move the arrow down to the specific app and click on it. Oh, well.
Just did. Remember, I'm not using my arrow. I'm using my phone here. So I am.
Yeah, I am
clicking
too.
on
I'm
nothing's
doing it on my
happening.
phone.
Yeah.
So maybe it's under select an option to resubscribe and there you'll have extend for 1 year, extend for, no?
Yeah, no.
Oh, well.
Janie, I looked it up. I don't quite understand what it is, but on the iPhone, it says if you open the App Store app and tap your profile icon in the top right-hand corner.
Oh, okay. So here I am. Let me do that. Oh, I think you got it, Flor. Okay, so here I am in my main screen. I'm going to go to the App Store. And this is my little profile here, right here. So I'm going to tap on this. And I think you've got it. So I'm going to go to subscriptions, right?
It says then select.
Hello?
She got muted out of
Sorry.
mine. Too.
Then select a subscription service under active.
Active. Okay, there's active. So here's Moleskin Studio. Let's see if we can delete this now. There's a little arrow. Looks like it's the same. Looks like it's the same.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. No, I don't want to confirm this. I want to cancel this.
Well, it says tap cancel subscription.
You just did.
Okay, let me go back. Your subscription.
if you tap the thing that says tap to resubscribe.
No, this is
it'll
double
give you-
click to subscribe.
Right,
So-
but to give you an option under that heading to get out too. I don't know.
I will figure this out. I don't want to take up any more time.
Okay.
But it's good to know that I actually have one app that I want to unsubscribe to, and I will figure it out.
Under my phone, this is Ellen. Renewal receipts is grayed out. It's not green. And I actually have no subscriptions at all. When they asked me to, underneath my Xfinity mobile plan benefits, it said my phone number will be used to check my eligibility, but I'm not eligibility through anything with Apple services. So, so this is good to know for me. I don't
Good.
want to try Apple One. Thank you.
Now, Janie, while we were doing this, when we opened this up, I had a paid subscription to Odd M, you know, the magazines where you get a whole bunch of magazines.
yeah.
you read. And I looked at it, I think twice last summer and when I was in Nantucket, and haven't looked at it since. So instead of paying $60 a year, I decided to unsubscribe. And when I went to the same thing we're all looking at, and there was, as I scrolled down, there was a very nice big red bar across that said unsubscribe, and I tapped it and I'm unsubscribed.
Good. That's what I like.
Yeah. Well, it says I will continue to have it until April the 30th because that's how far I'm paid up. So it did work on one thing.
Okay. Well, I have a little puzzle and I will figure that out. And so, but now you know about subscriptions, and hopefully at least you'll know what you're paying for. So I think that was worth some time. Okay.
Yes.
Another way that I'm just going to highlight briefly is another way some people can make room on their phone is by share something else, removing some of their music, if they can do that, if they're brave enough to remove some of their music. So you can clear out your music, and and this is one way to think about it. With so many options to stream music, you like Apple Music, Spotify, and Pandora. You can easily save space on your iPhone by downloading only the songs from your favorite playlists and leaving the rest to stream. Now, I can't do that because a lot of my music is original. So I like to keep it on my phone. But if you do want to try to delete some of your music, you go to settings, music, and decide whether you want to download music using data, and tap the music app, tap artists, and hold your finger down to reveal the delete option. Now, would you like me to go through that? Anyone? Or should we move on to photos and stuff that I think?
Move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
I've got a question, Jane. You said you have original music on your phone. Do you move your original music to your Mac also?
Yes. Yep.
And
It's back.
how do you do that?
I use the iCloud. Or I can also, like, if I come back from the studio and I have tracks that I've made, I will have those on an external hard drive and I will import them that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you do that directly to your Mac.
Yes. It uses a software program called Logic Pro that will open up those tracks and you can mix your tracks that way. And then you have a song and you export that as an MP4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have a whole lot of CDs that I imported several years ago, and now I can't find them. So I guess maybe I have to go in and do that manually again, because they kind of disappeared.
And then this time, Bruce, when you do that, you might be more aware of where you're putting it, which library you're putting it into, and that would help you find it. So another trick, another quick, and this is sort of like a down and dirty trick that you can do, is sometimes apps like Amazon Prime or Netflix will, and Facebook will collect a lot of data associated with the app. And a real easy, quick way to get rid of this stuff is just to delete the app. Let's use Netflix as an example. Let's say you downloaded a lot of movies using Netflix because you were taking a plane ride or something. You would delete the Netflix app, and then if you had your username and password, then you would go back into the App Store and download the Netflix app for a fresh version of it. And so what that does is, it's kind of like taking all the furniture, everything out of your house and putting it in the backyard, and then bringing back into the house just what you want. And so that's a quick and dirty way to make space for apps that really collect a lot of information on you. For example, Amazon Prime and Netflix, and even Facebook. But you have to remember, you need your username and password in order to get back into the app. All right. So how does iCloud storage save space on your iPhone?
Jane, before you get started on that, I just had a question. If I had something like FaceTime, and much like Bruce was saying, it showed, the app took up this much space, and then my data and something else took up more space. What would that data be?
Who you've called.
But so I don't need that if my phone call is done. So can I just do what you suggested?
Sure, absolutely. Do you have those people's contact information?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the phone number in my contact list, so
That's
I'm
right.
fine.
That's right. Get rid of it.
I just delete
Delete the whole app. Delete
Okay.
the whole app and then reinstall it.
While you're
Thank you.
paused, can I ask you one other question?
Sure.
True or false? You cannot delete one message only from a person. If you choose to delete messages, you delete every message you ever got from that person.
False.
So there's a way to do that.
Because I'd like to get rid of some of them,
Go
but
up to edit, but I would sort of like to keep.
Okay, all right.
Here. But there, you open the message, and then somewhere on the screen there's going to be a button that says edit. I think it's in the upper right hand corner, and you'll get these little radio buttons, and you push the little radio buttons, and then you push the trash can.
Okay, and it'll only do that message, not all the rest of them from that
It
person.
will do any little radio button that you push, that segment.
Okay.
Or you can just do them individually, like if you just received one.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you delete that, you delete the whole string of messages that you ever got from that person.
No, that's not true.
No.
All right, mine seems to do that. They all go away.
Just highlight the one.
I get a drink.
And then no.
You have to edit, you have to tap the word edit.
Yeah, okay.
You have to tap the word edit.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, so let's make sure that we are actually backing up our photos onto iCloud. That's the first thing we're going to look at. So, I'm going to share this. Getting quicker with this.
Mm.
So I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to go to photos. 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 And
Okay.
I'm going to go to Apple ID, iCloud Media and Purchases, and I'll click on this little arrow. And then there's iCloud. I pay money so that I have more than, is it 50 gigabytes of free space? And then you have to pay more money. And I think this is a bargain. It just makes it so much easier. I think I pay $10 a month now to have this storage space. So I'm going to click on.
And it's like a tetrabyte or 2 terabytes. It's amazing how much you
Yeah,
get.
it's a huge amount of space.
Wait, how did you get there again?
Let's back up. So here I am in settings. And now see, I am on settings, and for some reason, this is not behaving today. I'm gonna have to do some updating, but not now. All right, here we go. So I'm in settings. The very top, this is home base where it has my name and it says Apple ID iCloud. And I click on this and I scroll down to iCloud right here. I'm going to click there. And you can see that my photos are on this is iCloud backup. So my photos are being backed up to iCloud. I have my iCloud backup on. I am using Keychain, which is saving my passwords, which I believe is very, very safe because it uses biometrics. It uses my face. It uses my fingerprint and all these other things. I have my contacts backed up.
What's private relay? You have it turned off.
I don't know what it is, so I have it turned off. Yeah.
Good. I got mine on. I'm turning it off.
Yeah. And again, I'm having trouble.
The private relay hides your IP address when you're browsing in Safari.
Thank you. That is good to know.
And it protects your unencrypted internet traffic.
Oh.
So no one can see what sites you're visiting.
So you want it off or on?
Kind of like incognito. I have it off. I have it off. But you could turn it on and see if it's problematic or not. Remember, this is a beta, so they're still testing it.
Sure.
When it says beta, it's still testing. So you do not need to back up your mail. Your mail is on a server somewhere. You don't need that backed up on your iCloud. You don't need it on the iCloud and also on the mail cloud. But contacts, calendars, reminders, and if you probably don't need home backed up. That's what that refers to is smart thermostats, smart door locks, smart light switches. You can control your house from 1,000
Janie,
miles away.
Can I ask you one more question? I'm sorry. I noticed in yours that you have your messages turned on.
Mm-hmm.
So mine wasn't on. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to ask a question and waste class time. I'm just going to make it green. And when I did, it says messages in iCloud not available because iCloud and iMessage accounts are different.
Say that one more time.
Messages in iCloud is not available because iCloud and iMessage accounts are different. Do you remember at the last time I asked you what's the difference between regular text messaging and iMessage? And I said it was causing me trouble with, I don't understand why I can't. Maybe I have to.
Can I ask who your server is? Because I have Comcast and I'm not getting messages to some people and my iMessages is off as well. I've been attending these.
I have AT&T.
Okay, I now have Comcast and I don't feel like they're the best server.
Well, I think the confusion between the iMessaging and texting can be problematic because not everybody gets all the messages or sometimes they don't get backed up, but I don't understand why it won't let me back. Maybe you're supposed to go to Apple iCloud to, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
I would have to look into that. I
Sorry.
do know that there are 3 kinds of text messages. There's iMessage, which is an Apple product. There's
Right.
SMS, and then there's one other one. And depending on what kind of phone you have, if you have an Android or an iPhone, you may or may not be able to receive all these 3 different types of text messages.
And the
I'll have to look
Samsung
into that.
Androids don't go through for me at all.
Right.
I don't know
So
what that
that's a
problem is.
problem.
Yeah, I know.
And
When-
speaking of problems, I'm really having a heck of a time. When I share my screen with you, it freezes and I have to keep stop sharing and going back. And this is kind of annoying, I have to say.
Could it be the thing you've got at the top, the live transcription, closed captioning? Maybe turn that off. I've never seen
Well,
that before.
no, that we've used that a lot. That
Okay.
should not be the problem.
Mm.
To me, this feels like something needs to be updated. Something needs to be updated here. Okay, so we know we have our iCloud backup. And what I think I'm
Mhm.
going to do is.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I have a lot of my apps that are being backed up to the iCloud.
Mhm.
Should I just turn all those off, like Lyft and Uber and Waze? And why would they?
Yeah.
need-
Yep, absolutely. If
And
you don't need them,
Safari?
turn them off.
I mean, does Safari
Well,
have to be?
Safari, I would leave on because, you might be doing a search on your phone and then you go to your computer at home and you want to try to find, it won't appear on your search. I mean, on your search history. Do you know what I mean? Like if you found a website on your phone and then you were home and you wanted to find that same website, if you have it backed up in the iCloud and it's syncing, it'll be a lot easier to find.
Same thing with Siri then?
Do I need to back up Siri?
I don't know. Let's see what I have. Yeah, it froze again. I'm just looking to see if I have Siri backed up.
The person that said their Uber was in the cloud, have you used Uber lately?
No.
That may be, I think that's why it's gone to the cloud, because I'm finding in my list of all these apps, as I go down the list, the ones that I haven't used, they've all got the cloud beside them. And I think when you don't use them, they transfer them to the cloud. And if you have a big enough cloud account, you can just leave them there, because then when you do want to use Uber again, you don't have to install anything. You just open the Uber app and it's drawn out of the cloud. Like when I'm in Nantucket, there's no Uber. So for at least there wasn't, for 3 months, I don't use Uber. And I think mine does the same thing, goes into the cloud. And then when I go back to New York or come back to Florida, and I start using Uber again, then it pops up and it's immediately available. It doesn't have to download from the iCloud.
Okay, but if I'm not using it also, I should just get rid of it because I'm having a problem with my iCloud storage.
Oh,
You
okay,
should buy
sure.
more space. You should buy more
So
space.
I need to, on the to-do list.
Yeah. That's why I think it's worth it. Okay,
I'm going to try not to ask any more questions except one thing. When we go, I told you that I had like hardly any storage left on my phone, but in the space where we are right now at the very top, it says storage, and I have iCloud Plus, and it says I'm using 231.4 gigabytes of 2 terabytes. So why isn't more stuff there so that my other storage can be used?
I think what's happening is your phone, remember when we looked at our phones? Like I have 256 gigabytes on my phone of space.
Yeah.
How much space did you have on your phone? 64?
Well, I have 256 gigabytes, but I've used 254 of it.
That's okay. So you have plenty of space on your iCloud.
Yeah.
But you do not have plenty of space on your phone.
Right. I don't understand why. I think most of my stuff I have clicked on to go to iCloud. So I don't understand what I'm doing that's messing it up.
Because, okay, let's look at, I want to share something with you. Here we go. This is, I'm gonna share.
I thought it was kind of weird because I paid for more storage and then
Yeah,
I'm like, well,
it's a good question. So let's look at this picture here. So your phone, here's your phone, and everybody uses your Apple ID is key. You need your Apple ID and your Apple ID password, and think of that as a key. So on your phone, what is your name?
Janet.
Janet. So on Janet's phone, she has a big phone. She has 256 gigabytes on her phone, and but she's got 249 gigabytes of photos. So she's only got, and I'm making these numbers up, 1 gigabyte of space left on her phone. Now, all of those 249 gigabytes of photos can go up in her cloud because she's paying for a lot of space on her cloud. But if she takes more photos, or if she gets more messages, or if she gets videos from friends, there's not going to be enough room on her phone. There's plenty of room on the iCloud, but think of it this way. The phone is the boss. And the phone, anything that you get on your phone goes up to the iCloud and it syncs here. You've bought a little piece of real estate in the iCloud. It'll also go down to your laptop if you have one. It'll go down to your iPad if you have one. So they all talk to each other. Anything you do on your laptop will go up to the iCloud. It will go down to your phone. It will go down to your iPad. What is holding up the works for you, Janet, is you're out of space here. So you can't add any more stuff to your phone.
But why isn't it going up to the cloud and releasing the space on my phone?
Because it syncs. It syncs, meaning if you do it, when you update, let's say you take 20 new photos, it goes up to the cloud. Those 20 new photos are on the cloud, but they're still on your phone. I've told this story before. I had somebody who called me up. She was thinking kind of the way you're thinking. She had 2,000 photos on her phone, and she thought to herself, I know it's all backed up in the iCloud. I can delete them from my phone. They're backed up in the iCloud. So she deleted them from her phone. And you know what happened? The phone syncs automatically with the iCloud. So they deleted those 2,000 photos deleted from the iCloud as well. The iCloud doesn't work the way you're thinking it does.
So then should I just get rid of what? Then maybe I shouldn't be paying for 2 terabytes of iCloud space because I'm only using a couple hundred gigabytes of it.
You have an issue with your phone and your photos. And the answer to Janet's problem is there's something else that she's going to need to do. And it involves the Google Cloud.
Yes.
Now you notice that the Google Cloud is over here. The Google Cloud is a different company. It's Google, it's Alphabet, it's a different company. So what Janet needs to do is on her
And I do
phone.
too.
Excuse me?
I said, and I do too. I have the same problem.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, this is pretty common. There's an app that you can download if you have enough space on your phone, that is. Okay, so you're gonna have to get rid of something anyway. And you're gonna have to go through your photos, and Bruce and I know how to do this. You're gonna have to delete your duplicate photos on your phone. That's gonna be your first step. But you're going to download an app called Google Photos on your phone and set it up so that when you so that all your photos on your phone get backed up to the Google Cloud.
Awesome.
Now, you may end up having to pay the Google Cloud $10 a month too. They give you a certain amount of free space. But if you use all that free space up, you're going to have to pay money to keep your data on the Google Cloud.
Okay.
The difference, now this is key here, I'm going to say it nice and slowly. The difference between the Google Cloud and the iCloud is if you delete photos, let's say that you got the Google Cloud, you got Google Photos, it took you, and I'm going to guess here, it takes maybe 8 hours for all of your photos to upload into the Google Cloud. That's how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did that 8 hours. All right. All your photos went from your phone to your Google Cloud, and you start deleting photos from your phone to make space. What's going to happen is this. Any photos that you delete from your phone will also delete from your iCloud. They will not delete from the Google Cloud.
Okay.
They will not. So that's the advantage to the Google Cloud. The disadvantage to the Google Cloud is your phone. You have to go to your Google Cloud. If you want to cull your photos, you have to go to the Google Cloud and do it again.
Say that again?
Do you know what culling means, where you go through
Yeah, no, I
photos?
just, yeah.
Okay, so what that means is if you upload all your photos to the Google Cloud and you want to cull your photos, you're going to have to cull them
one by one.
Also on the Google Cloud. So what I would recommend you do is in these steps. So you go to your phone, you're going to use this duplicator app, which I'm going to show you, that Bruce found. I'm sure, Bruce, you found this app. And you're going to delete all your duplicate photos. I mean, you're going to keep one, but you're going to delete all the duplicates.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to go through your photos, and I'm going to show you how to do this. You do it month by month. Oh, Ellen, you raised your hand. I'll be right with you. And you'll delete any photos you really don't like, and then you will do the Google Photos thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Ellen, you raised your hand and I saw it. Are you muted, Ellen? And Susan raised her hand too.
I was trying to not interrupt because sometimes people are asking the same question. This Google iCloud, how much storage is
Google
in
Cloud.
there for free? A Google Cloud, right?
Let's see if we
Do you know?
I have it in my notes here. Okay, so it's really teeny tiny. Let me see if I can make this bigger. There we go. As of June 1st, 2021, any new photos or videos you backed up in high quality, now named Storage Saver, will count 15, you get 15 gigabytes free.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And Janie, while we were doing this, I went to look at my iCloud, my Apple iCloud. So I went in through the normal way and found the iCloud. Then I went and opened up managed storage. And then I went to the iCloud Drive. And that's where you get, oops, no, it isn't. I gotta go back. You see where all of how you decided. Okay, here's my iCloud photos, and I have it set so that I maximize the storage and
Optimize iPhone, yeah.
Yep, and then as it says there, if you're low on, see right underneath, if you're low, the person that's having problems with having space, you have to open it up on both the phone and on the computer, but you see the photos come and they are replaced on your device with a small, takes up less space, and the full resolution ones are in your iCloud where you have so much space.
Brilliant, brilliant, Bruce. Great. Yep. So you would want to use this check. You would have this check on. Let me just go over how you got that. Okay, where Bruce found that. So he went to settings, and he went to iCloud right here. And he went into was it photos or managed storage?
Managed storage, I believe.
Managed storage, okay.
Photos.
It was photos?
Photos.
Okay, yeah, maybe it was photos. Let's see. I'm going to click on photos. I think it was. Yes, here we go.
Yes, it was. I did
And
it.
then now make sure you check off optimize iPhone storage. So you have a smaller version of your photos on your phone.
Mhm.
And then the original high resolution photos are on your iCloud, which you're paying for space. That's good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I still think you have to do some other things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
I restarted my phone. Oh, Susan, you had your hand up. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was wondering, I am one that stays away from that iCloud storage. Can I download all of my photos off of my phone to my computer?
You
And then
can.
delete all the photos off of my phone and thereby get space?
You can. You have to use what kind of a
Yep.
phone do you have?
An iPhone 8.
Do you have a lightning connector, or is it
I
a
do.
fixed one? Yeah, so you would use this, and you would plug this into your phone, and then the other end into the USB connector, and
Right.
then it would go, yeah.
I'm familiar with that. Okay, and then I'm not duplicating photos any spot. I mean, I can just delete them all off my phone and I'm all set. Because, or will it sync back to my phone?
Let's be really careful about this and make sure, because I don't want you to delete everything. I think you can do it that way. What I would do, and I don't want to do it right now, is I would, do a, go to apple.com and ask them can I back up my photos on my iPhone onto my computer?
And
will they
then delete them from the phone. Is that what you're trying to do? Get all your
Yes.
pictures off your phone?
Yeah.
Well, just to free up space. Yes,
Yeah.
because
That's what
I
happened.
tend to take videos of, of a kid ski jumping or something. And so
What
I'm
kind of
running that.
what kind of computer do you have? Do you have enough space on your computer?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I would advise using an external drive because you're just gonna take up space on your personal computer. I've done it.
I think I may have
inadvertently changed a setting on my iCloud drive. Do you have your iCloud drive green and iCloud mail green?
Green, a mail, I don't. No, you don't need to back up. You don't need, your iCloud drive should be green.
Okay,
But-
that's what I thought, and I wanted to
But your
double check.
mail,
the-
you don't need it. You don't need to.
I
back
don't
up
even
your
get
mail.
mail on my phone, so I'm having trouble even getting it to the phone. I'd rather get it to my server and do it that way.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let me show you if I can. It's a little frustrating today with my phone here not behaving itself. So on my phone, I'm going to show you this app called Google Photos. This is what it looks like. It looks like a pinwheel. You can get it at the App Store. It's just called Google Photos. It's pretty easy to set up. And it's not working. Perfect. If you, it won't do it. But if you use Google, if you go to the App Store, maybe I can show you the App Store. And I am going to go down here to search. And I'm going to type in Google Photos. Here it is. Now, what I want you to notice is in the App Store is this is an ad right here. So when you go into the App Store, do not necessarily, the first app on the top is not necessarily the app you want. This is an ad for Google. So Google apparently paid money to put their ad here. But what we're looking for is Google Photos. Oh, you see it froze again. I'm so sorry. And it says Google Photos Update. So I'm going to click on Update. So if you get Google Photos and you open it up, and there are instructions here in the notes, what will happen is you open up the app and it will ask you to sign in to your Google account. Now, if you don't have Gmail, you might want to consider getting a Gmail account, signing up for a Gmail account. That will automatically give you an account into Google Photos. And so you, I'm so sorry, this is a really hard thing to show you, to talk about, but you would open it up and Google Photos would open up. And what Google Photos has to do is it has to connect your photos on your phone with Google Photos. And so you have to give it permission. You have to give your phone permission to connect to Google Photos. And the message you're going to get, which is might scare you, says something like, do you give Google Photos permission to read and write? And you have to say yes. And I think there's 2 or 3 screens like that, where you have to give Google Photos, you have to give your phone permission to share with Google Photos. That's what you're doing. And the phrase read and write, I remember that phrase. Then once you have that set up, all the photos on your phone will all automatically go to the Google Cloud, and they will be there. Now, are there any questions about that? I'm so sorry, I can't actually show you that.
Janie, Jerry, it sounds to me as though the iPhone storage in the cloud, iCloud, has a major deficiency, which is pushing people into Google unintentionally. Why can't they have a subset that you park things in that says you can't delete these, by mistake? Now, some things, if you delete them off your phone, can be deleted off the big cloud storage. Other things that doesn't happen to.
It's ease of use. I mean, yeah, I totally see your point. One of the things that Apple tries to do is it tries to make it super easy, super easy. And so what the reason I think they're thinking behind that is it might get confusing to them, to the user, if they delete the photo off their phone and then it doesn't delete off the iCloud.
But if they pay no penalty because once it's off your phone storage is affected. The fact it's in the iCloud is incidental, but you pay for it. But it just it strikes me as one of these things that you get a huge ouchie if you goof.
People have.
Yeah.
I don't have a good question.
It's like you've never had to.
That's why a lot of people use the Google Cloud.
Yeah, it reminds me of trying to jumpstart your car. If you do it wrong, you can get a pretty good shock.
Yeah. Mary Ann has her hand up.
So all I can say is the Google photo app is awesome. I was I used it a lot. I was able to put my pictures in files and very, very easy to use. But then they started charging. And it was so disappointing because it was free. You could have as many pictures and downloads and, you know, videos. And then they changed their mind. So
well, they have to make money.
Yeah, so that was just disappointing. So,
but now, so if you've been using Google Photos for a long time, all the photos that you uploaded before June 2021,
correct,
don't count.
Right. So I have them all in there.
Yeah.
And I haven't purchased, I have it right now turned off. So no new photos are going in there. But, you know, I don't even know how much it is to join it. But I was so disappointed because it was so easy to use and so just such a great app, you know, and I like taking photos. I love my Nantucket photos.
Yeah.
So,
we know, we do.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, and there are instructions in the notes. I'm just seeing what else. Oh, I did want to show you guys the duplicator. Because I'm going to try this phone again. You know what I think is happening? Zoom had an update and I updated. Oh, Marianne, did you raise your hand again?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
And so there's a little fight going on between the iPhone and Zoom. Okay, I want to try to show you this. I want to show you this duplicator app because it is pretty cool. All right. Going to go to it's called Remo Duplicate. Remo Duplicate. And I'm going to open it up. And here it is. I just installed this and you can see start scan to find duplicates. This is going to find duplicate photos on my phone. So I'm going to start the scan and it takes a minute or two. It's going to scan all my photos. And I do this pretty regularly. So we'll see if it finds duplicate photos. What you get to do is you will see the photos, you'll see the size, and you'll see when they were taken. And if they are duplicated, you get to pick which one. There's little teeny tiny squares. You get to select which photo you want to delete. And it's fabulous.
Jane, that sounds good. How about if you saved one in, you know, let's say a lesser resolution and you have one in the original high resolution? How can you differentiate between the two of them? Because obviously I think we'd want to save the higher resolution.
You may or you may not, depending on what you're going to use it for. If you're going to be sharing it like on the web, you don't need high resolution. If you're going to be blowing something up into like a big poster size, you want the highest resolution you can get. But this will tell you the size of the file. This is
so then the larger the size, the more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you can't blow up the pic when it shows you the tiny pictures. You can't click on them and make them bigger to see.
No. Oh, look at this.
You like.
No exact duplicates found. I have a clean house. I don't have any duplicate photos. I think I did this pretty. Okay, so I'm going to say okay, but I want to show you something else. Oh, when it froze.
So is that to say that's just in your photo collection? That's not, oh, I emailed this photo to 5 friends in 5 separate emails. It's not deleting any of those is what that's not its purpose.
It's in my photos. It's in my photos. But I want also it froze again, but you can do exact duplicates and you can do similar duplicates. So sometimes I might take 5 pictures of this plant back here. But they're gonna all be similar. This Remo duplicate will find the real similar photos and give me a chance to delete whichever one I want. So you're going to clean out your photos. It's a nice way. It gives you a great feeling. It's like you're a genie and you want to clean the attic and you go, and then the attic is clean. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Remo duplicate. Okay. So
Does
much stuff.
that
we
work on
didn't
your
get to.
computer as well?
There are other ways to do computers. We have a little bit of time.
Can I just ask?
Absolutely.
On that Remo duplicate, I have 20,000 photos or more because I'm an artist. And I was afraid to download it and do it because I thought, oh my God, what if it crashes? I mean, it's just a lot of photos for it to go through. So do I just sit and wait for it to go through it all, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? And Bruce, what do you think? It was a little scary the first time we did it too, but it worked so well that it's like, wow, this is freaking awesome.
Okay, because I usually take like multiple photos of something to get the best one. So I'm sure there's
Well,
time.
do exact.
Okay.
And also you have a choice. You have a choice of what you're going to delete. You will see they will have little boxes and the photos that are duplicated will be right underneath each other. And you will get to see little boxes. Try it out. Try it out with not critical things. Do you know what I mean?
Well, actually though, but if you download it, it'll go through the entire thing, right?
Yeah, but you still have to pick which ones you want to delete. It does not automatically, thank you for clarifying that.
Okay.
It does not automatically delete the duplicates. You have to delete the duplicates.
Okay, well, that could take me hours, probably.
It could, but
It does.
It does, but it's gonna be a lot faster than a lot of other ways to do it.
Yes, true. That's true. That's why I don't. Okay. All right, great. Thanks.
Now in my Google Mail, I just cleared out a whole bunch of Google Mail into the trash, but it's still counting towards my my free 15 gigabytes. How do I empty the trash? You see, it's still on, even though I took them out, I put them in the trash and it says they're still counting towards your 15, but you've got to empty the trash. But I don't see any directions on how to empty the trash.
And what are you in?
Google.
Oh, you're in Google Photos?
No, Google Mail. And there were pictures in my mail and a whole bunch.
Okay, Bruce, I do know. What you have to do is you have to scroll, keep scrolling. There is a trash can in there. You just have to find it. You just I think it's over on the right. You scroll up and down, you'll find the trash can. It's there. It is
okay.
There. Okay, there's another cool way to delete using your computer. So I want to share this. This is what I'm in. I'm on my desktop computer here. This is my desktop. And these are my photos. And what I want to show you is, and I've done this with other people. They say, I have so many photos and so many of them are so old. I want to show you here. I just opened photos on my computer and sometimes it's easier to do it on the computer. This is my boot, by the way. This is what I have to wear. Anyway, so these are all photos. This is organized by years. So sometimes you can go back and you can say, oh, so these are photos from 1968. I've already done a lot of these photos, but what you can do is you can work on deleting photos by organizing them by year or by months or by days. So I would start by first going to years. All right. Let's pick 2019. So these are all the photos that I took in 2019. This photo, this batch I took on February 4th. I'll click on this, and here they are. So what I can do is I can look through my photos and select them. I'm going to hold, I'm going to select one. I'm going to hold down, I think it's Command. Yeah, so this is 2 fingers. So so I selected the first photo and I held down the Command key, and I can go through these and delete the photos that I don't want. So I'm getting rid of these amaryllis. I don't need that. And then you can delete these. Delete 6 photos.
Are these photos in your Photos app on your computer or in the cloud, or where, just in the Photos app?
So getting back to, so these are on my computer, but remember the way iCloud works is I'm using my computer, this computer right now, to delete photos. But the way iCloud works is, so I just deleted 6 photos. They went up to that message went up to the cloud. The 6 photos that I deleted here in the kitchen, now they're deleted in the cloud, and they're going to sync here on my phone, and those same 6 photos will be deleted off my phone, and also off my iPad, and also off my MacBook Pro. Now that's the beauty, Jerry, that's the beauty of iCloud. The way Apple set it up. I did not want those 6 photos. I didn't have to go to my phone and delete 6 photos. I did not have to go to my iPad and delete the same 6 photos. It all happened for me at once. So that's the good side of the way Apple has set it up. The bad
And will that work even if you're on a non-Apple computer?
If you are on like an HP, or if you're on a Windows machine, there is something called iCloud for Windows, I think. And I think it would work the same way. But it's much easier if you have all your devices the same. I have to admit that.
Well, I have both, but I was trying to put photos on the non-Apple one to try to save space.
Yeah. Yeah, I think your issue is you've got to do some homework with your photos, or get an external hard drive. Somebody already suggested that. Just get in like a 2 terabyte external hard drive. I think they're like $80 on Amazon, and just put all your photos on there. But I would also get 2. I would get 2 external hard drive. I wouldn't, because they're a mechanical thing, and I would not want to trust just one hard drive with all my photos. So I do it twice. Mary, did your hand come up again, Mary Ann?
Yes, so I have a couple of hints that I utilize.
Cool.
Which I think would really be helpful to you. So I download my photos to Costco.
Oh,
unlimited
wow.
storage.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, unlimited storage. That's where I order my photos from. I'm not sure if they make you like Walmart. I just got a notice saying you got to buy a photo to keep your storage at Walmart. So I don't want that, because that's not where my photos are.
Holy
I just
cow.
used them once. So I don't have Walmart anymore. But Costco, and I also download them to Facebook. You can download them and then make it so that your friends don't see all your photos. And again, I think it's unlimited. So I also make print copies, because God forbid those, go down or, get deleted or something,
Thank you, Mary Ann. That sounds great. I'm really going to look into Costco, because I love Costco.com.
Yeah.
My hesitation with Facebook is, Facebook has scary facial recognition software. And so I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't trust them. But.
Okay,
but
so is it bad for them to have that?
yes, yeah, you don't want your facial recognitions, you don't want, in some ways, you are the product and Facebook is making money off of all your information you share on Facebook. They take all the information that you put on Facebook and they organize it into ways that make it valuable to companies. And so they take your information and they sell it to like this company and that company, and then that company can
Okay,
target you.
thank you for that. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Lee, you have your hand up. Lee, are you muted?
So can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure.
So are you off of Facebook? You don't use Facebook?
I do use Facebook, but I have my, and I've done workshops on Facebook. I have my security, I control my security for Facebook.
Okay.
So in Facebook, oh, this is a good teachable moment. In Facebook, you find settings.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Settings.
You find settings, you find security and privacy, and you read all that stuff and you turn on and off what you want.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now Lee had her, Lee.
Do you ever do a workshop on Dropbox?
No, I don't like Dropbox.
Well, because I've been doing this Zoom class and he goes on forever. And so it's not 4 hours, it's more like 6 hours. So he's putting these videos on Dropbox and my Dropbox, I can't even access anymore because it was full with the first week. So I'm like,
no,
I don't even know how to get it, hear it, you know?
No, I think it's a security risk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I will not use Dropbox.
Oh, okay.
I will use Google Drive like crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask him, just ask him if he can, if he wouldn't mind sharing it in Google Drive. And if you have a Gmail account, you have Google Drive. And we're going to be talking about Google Drive next Thursday.
Thursday. Are you doing Tuesday and Thursday next week?
Yes, I'm giving a class on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday, I think it's about photos, more about organizing your photos. We'll probably be doing duplicates again, and then Thursday is on Drive, how to use Google Drive.
Okay.
So,
Janie, I think in one of our last year's sessions when we did Google Photos, I turned something on where my iPhone photos not only are going to my iCloud, but they're also going to Google Photos.
yep.
How do I break that relationship? I don't want them over there. And I'm satisfied with iCloud. How do I stop?
Yeah, what you have to do, I just saw this and Google Photos. Okay, let's think about this, Bruce. We can figure this out. This will have to probably be the last thing. I'm going to try to share my stupid phone again, which I'm kind of mad about. I have to figure out why it's not working. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to go to settings, right? To do this, we'll go to settings and we're looking for the app Google Photos. So let's scroll down. This is kind of like a think aloud.
Okay, I have my
I'm gonna go down to Google Photos. I'm looking for Google Photos. Google Photos, there it is. It's way down for me. I'm gonna click on Google Photos. Okay, this is, we hit pay dirt.
Okay.
Allow Google Photos to access contacts. This is what you're talking about right here. Photos, all photos, right? So say none.
Great.
Easy schmeezy, lemon squeezy.
So we go to settings and then we go to photos.
No, we go to Google Photos.
Google Photos.
It's really far down.
Okay.
And what you're doing, if you're going to be using Google Photos, you're allowing, I allow all photos. All photos. Now, Google Photos also has facial recognition too, FYI. But I have mine, but this is where you would turn it on and off. Did you find it?
Yep, sure did.
Okay.
The other thing he could do is just delete the Google Photo app, right? If he doesn't want it.
You could. You absolutely could. Yeah. You can do that, Bruce. Good thinking.
Because I don't have it. So
Make sure that if you are paying a monthly fee, you cancel that first before you delete the app.
Oh, good
point.
thinking.
Yeah, good point.
Good thinking.
Well, and I just noticed that I was wondering, where did all these pictures come from in the Google app? Because I haven't been putting pictures in it to my knowledge. And then there were pictures that were in the Google Photos that I just took this weekend. So I said, it's currently, and then I went and looked, I said, well, maybe I'm sending them there by mistake. So then I went to my iPhotos, and they're in my iPhotos too. So now I've gone and done this, and hopefully, because then I can use the 15 gigabytes of the free storage to just do Google Mail and not have it filled with photos. And then someday I may go back to both, but I don't think so.
Just one point. I didn't have the Google Photos app on my phone. I just downloaded it. But when I looked, all my iPhone photos were there. So there's some other way that I set that up.
Did you look at the thing that Janie just showed me where you go in and if
I just enabled all photos just now.
Okay, that's why they're all there. So if you turn that off.
Well, but it usually takes hours to upload all your
They were
photos.
immediately there.
So somehow you already did it. Yeah.
And I know I must be doing it because I had to pay them for more space, but I think it's 99 cents a month. It's worth it.
It's, your photos are so important to you.
99 cents for 50 gigabytes.
Right.
It sounded like you said if you have the Google suite of apps downloaded on your phone, on our phone, that we should automatically have Google Photos there already.
No. I did that. I made that.
Okay.
It doesn't automatically happen at all. I went and got all the Google apps I wanted, and then I created my own folder.
Okay.
And yeah. So, okay, we're out of time, and I bet your brain is filled with too much information.
Good work. Thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I got my 15 gigabytes back. I'm happy.
Thank you, everybody. And so we'll be doing a lot of hopefully this synchronizing thing will work better next week. I hope. And we'll be looking, I think it's photos, organizing your photos. We'll be spending time on that next Tuesday, 9:30 to 11:30. And then Thursday morning, 9:30 to 11:30, Google Drive, which I just love Google Drive. But get a Gmail account. Get a Gmail account for that class if you're interested in that. So everybody,
Janie, I can't come on Thursday morning. Can I email you to send me the notes?
please, absolutely. And Janet, this is how Janet is doing it. Janet is recording every class in full, and she's not posting it, but she will
just
send
request.
you a link to the entire class.
Great.
Janet Forrest.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. This
All
is
right.
wonderful. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you
guys
so
are great.
much.
I'm sorry.
Thank
for
you, Janie.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's great.
Thank you, Janie.
Okay.
You're a miracle woman.
Bye.
I don't know about that. Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care. Bye.